a blind piano player, wrestler, long-distance runner, and a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions across the U.S., are here to tell their story of their unique and incredible journey together. Welcome to the Nancy and Mike Show. Nancy and Mike will engage you with some of the most unimaginable and heartwarming stories of their extraordinary life. So please welcome your hosts, Nancy and Mike.
Hi, my name is Mike Zarek.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. God inspired. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. Today's date is January 24, 2026. And this is show number 27. Now, today's subject matter is going to be the Golden Rule, which I promised. And it's going to be God doing more this year than he has done in the past. I see evidence.
And you like to see that
And
evidence. I know that.
I go by evidence.
I know. And I like to see miracles.
Yes. Now, I'm starting out by saying this. I made a mistake last week. Now, what was the mistake I made? I said that the Buffalo Bills were the best team in the NFL. Well, that's false.
Oh, you made a mistake about football?
Yes. Buffalo, in my opinion, is the best team in the AFC. Now, I'm going to go to the best team in the NFL is the LA Rams. The LA Rams are so good that they can win this thing blindfolded. They are head and shoulders above everybody else. Now, late in the year, they lost to Seattle on a fluke. Now, one of the areas where I saw God at work happened in the National Football League. I'm going to give a few examples of where we saw God at work, and I'm going to go into the Golden Rule. Now, if you think that the Golden Rule means turning the other cheek, then you're not a born-again Christian, you're a fooled-again Christian.
I think the key is you have to watch out for your getting annoyed and resentment, because that gets some bad spirit in you. But if you can handle it and draw lines without any emotional resentment, then you're doing the right thing at the right time.
Now, last week, I said that Nazi bitch getting shot was an act of God. And I will stand by that. Because the Nazis have been doing so much and getting away with it, having no accountability. This time, she didn't get away with it. Now, I'm going to tell you where we saw God at work. Incidents proves that God is working.
Great.
One is this. We are no longer, we have defunded the WHO.
We're not involved with them.
We're not involved with them anymore.
But I heard that it took Trump a year. That's the rules.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, I heard it, that it took a year to get out of it. So it was in the works, even though we didn't see the evidence.
So anyway, that's one deal where God is working with us.
Mhm.
Now, the WHO is taking China's side with the China virus.
Yeah.
They're protecting China.
Yeah, they lied.
Now, here's the other thing we need to get rid of. We need to break away from the UN with all their climate crap and all this different stuff. We haven't done that yet. There are people talking about it. Now, here's another thing where God prevailed. And it was an odd thing
Yeah.
that I prayed for. Now, here's what happened. Nancy watches this show at 8 o'clock Saturday night on the PBS channel,
Mhm.
Colchester or whatever.
Grandchester.
Grandchester. I always think of Colchester
Oh yeah, my good shrimp.
because there's a great restaurant called Family Pizza in Colchester,
Mm.
Connecticut. It's a
Mm.
great place.
Wonderful restaurant.
Wonderful restaurant. But anyway, it's not Colchester, it's Grandchester.
Yes.
Even though I always think of it as Colchester.
I'm glad I
So
don't. I get hungry.
yeah, you would. It's like when we watch the Baker Show, you get
Oh
hungry.
yeah, the Great British Bake Off.
You
We
know,
love that
that's
show.
a great show.
Yeah,
And some of them we watch over and over
yeah.
again.
At least I know the people's names by now.
Yeah, we do know the people's names. But anyway, I'm going to get back to this story.
Oh yes. Okay.
Now, we know the Denver Broncos, they cheat.
At home.
The referees cheat for them, and they played a cupcake schedule, and the commissioner gave them home field advantage. He knew what he was doing. Now, something good came out of it. Something God came out of it.
Okay. Cool.
Now, Nancy was on the computer before Grandchester came on, and she told me that the score was 30-30, Denver and Buffalo. Denver had the ball at the 50-yard line in overtime. And I figured, well, if they go another 20 yards, they're going to kick a field goal.
Right. Makes sense.
So I wasn't watching the game.
No.
But what I did do is I prayed that Bo Nix would get hurt. Bo Nix is a very good quarterback. And here's the deal. When you're playing Denver, this is what you're doing. When you're at Denver, I have to keep that in mind. Because
Right.
it's not like that wherever they play. It's only when they play at home. Because the referees cheat like hell for them. So trying to win in Denver is like
Not doable.
playing against the devil in hell.
Okay.
Now, if you don't believe me, all you have to do is look at Tom Brady's success or lack of success. And there's your evidence, all right? I'm always looking for evidence.
Yes, you are.
Now, today, what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to be very simple in my explanations. I'm going to explain why things are, and because I want to make this so simple that a 6-year-old could understand what I'm saying, because it's talking about the golden rule is one of the main subjects.
I noticed when you wrote your autobiography, you kept it simple because we used to speak at schools and you thought it'd be nice if some of the kids got to read your book. So it
Yeah,
was
and
nice and
understand
simple.
it. Nancy brought a Keurig for a coffee yesterday one we had broke.
Yeah.
And she read the directions. I couldn't understand a thing she read, but she figured it out. Okay.
Hopefully I did.
All right. So, anyway, I'm not good at that kind of stuff. And I'm 78 years old. So,
Well, when I was working for my dad, I would do the instruction sheets when they would get a display to set up in the stores. I would put A into this B and this and that, and I draw little hands. So I think maybe that helped me.
so getting back to where you see God at work. I went to take a bath because I'm not that interested in mystery shows.
I know.
And I certainly wasn't going to watch the football games.
Right.
And so, anyway, I left. And while I was taking a bath, I was praying that Bo Nix would get hurt.
Because of the cheating they were doing.
Not because I'm against Bo Nix.
I
It has nothing to
cheating.
do with it.
You like fairness.
Because of their cheating.
Yeah, I know. I know you.
They got to pay for their cheating. All
You
right.
never want to hurt anyone, but you are for
I am for justice. I'm
Justice.
for innocent people.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, I didn't see the game. But when Nancy read me the scores before we went to bed, Buffalo lost. And I knew they were going to, right?
Yeah.
Because you
They're
can't beat
Denver.
the devil in hell. You
Okay.
can't do it. Now there was a song in the 70s, for those of you who are into music, about Johnny beating the devil in a violin playing contest. And they had Johnny playing and they had the devil playing. The devil was very scratchy, and that's like fantasy football. You can't, if that were a real contest, Satan's spirit is so strong that he could make Johnny so sick that he wouldn't be able to compete in a contest. Make him so that he couldn't even play the violin, if that were reality.
Yeah, it was just a.
But
it
was like a fantasy football thing,
Yeah, okay.
with a lot of wishful thinking in it. This song in the 70s. But anyway,
Mhm.
normally you can't beat the devil in hell. But here's the deal with this. I know New England's going to lose tomorrow. I'd rather have Stidham as the quarterback for Denver than Nix. But I'll tell you what the good thing about this is. Denver will survive as long as they're in hell. But they're not going to survive. Whoever they play in the Super Bowl will blow them off the field. Rather it be Seattle, so here's what I decided to do. If somehow a miracle happened, have to be a miracle from God, that New England beats Denver, right?
Yeah.
And
Okay, wrap it up.
we would be in the Super Bowl against, I would root for Seattle. But if Denver wins, I'll root for the Rams. So that's why I'm glad that the New England game is first, so that when that game is over, I'll know who to root for, even though I will not listen to either game. So,
Well, we'll hear what happened to that in a short break. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. Be right back.
Mike Zorich, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorick, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorick has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of The Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on The Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorick.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. And I'm going to finish this before I get into the golden rule.
Okay, good.
Now, I told you I didn't listen to that game. It was Saturday.
Mhm.
And Nancy told me the bad news.
That Buffalo lost.
Yeah, but was it bad news? Probably.
It was for Buffalo.
And Buffalo actually won the game. But here's the deal. And I didn't find this out until the following Monday. This happened on January 17th. I didn't find out till the 19th what actually happened. When Nancy read me the topics on the table for Lee Hacksaw Hamilton, she told me that Denver had the ball on the 50-yard line. So if they win 20 more yards, they could kick a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened? I didn't know how Denver won, but I knew they were going to. And I thought my prayers were in vain about Bo Nix. I thought nothing of it. And in the meantime, we beat Houston on Sunday, 28-16. New England's still alive. So anyway,
Lee
Nancy
Hamilton.
reading me Lee Hamilton.
Mhm.
Here's what happened. There were 2 passes that Nix threw where they called pass interference on Buffalo, 25 yards worth. That got him into field goal range.
Okay.
Now, why didn't they just kick the field goal? That's question number 1. They got down to the 25-yard line. They should have lost the ball, kicked to Buffalo. Buffalo would have got it probably on the 5-yard line or maybe the 3-yard line. They'd have to go the length of the field. The game would still be in overtime
Mm-hmm.
if those bad calls, pass interference, were not made. And we don't know what would have happened.
Right.
A fair game, we know Buffalo would have won. Because, like I said, they're the best team in the AFC. Now,
So right now it's still tied, right?
it's still tied.
Okay.
Denver's at the Buffalo 25. So then Denver decides to take a knee. Now, maybe that meant to get him in the right place to kick the field goal. Maybe they were too much off to the side. So you take a knee. When Nix takes a knee, somehow, some crazy fluke, he breaks his ankle. When I heard that, I could not stop cheering. Now, what I'm thinking is, hopefully, this ankle injury will he'll never be the same.
But it's still tied. Did they
It's
have to
still
kick or
tied. They
something?
kicked it, and the kick was good.
Oh, so they got 3 points for that.
So they got 3 points in the win for that. So I prayed for him to get hurt, and he did. Not because I don't like him,
No, because you want fairness.
because I want fairness. And for them to be seated number 1, I don't ever want this to happen again. People are gonna have to boycott going to Denver, or they're gonna have to start hurting their players, can't put them on a cart. They're gonna have to take drastic measures. Stop this.
Wasn't there one team that the referees were so blatant that the other team started hurting the players, and the players
Yes,
that
there was.
they were
And
cheated,
and I saw the game, and,
the players who the referees were cheated for, they were begging the referees, "Don't do it, don't do it."
stop cheating.
Yeah,
And yes, I did. I saw the game, and, that game is a game that happens every year, and there hasn't been any cheating for more than 50 years in that game.
wow,
So that does solve
it
problems.
worked for 50 years.
Now,
Whoa,
I was very happy when Nix broke his ankle, and he's out for the year. Now, I'd rather have Stidham than Nix, but that's not going to help us. We're still going to lose. But the good news is Denver's not going to win the Super Bowl.
right,
Once they get out of hell, their true identity is going to come out.
right.
And so this is what I was very happy about.
I hope the referees learn from it.
Don't count on it.
Okay.
I hope they do too. Now, the golden rule. I was in school. I was in first grade.
Uh huh. Well, I bet you were really teeny.
I was very teeny.
We're both very short.
You know what? I didn't hit the 50-pound mark till I was 10 years old. That's how teeny I was. Some kids are 5 years old, they weigh 50 pounds. I didn't weigh 50 pounds till I was 10. So to show you, when I was in the first grade, we ate in the dining room,
Uh huh.
and there was a school for the blind, and kindergarten, first and second grade, you had to eat what was on your plate, and they dump everything on your plate because they wanted you to find out. They wanted you to try everything so that you won't just assume that you don't like it, this or that, or whatever the case may be. So, anyway, that day, it was a Monday, we were having liver and onions. Well, at the time, I didn't know it, but I'm allergic to onions. If I had
You
eaten
get
that,
sick,
would have got very sick.
bad sore throat.
And anyway, I didn't know that. I
Yep.
didn't know I was allergic to
You could
onions.
just tell you didn't want
I didn't want it. I smelled it.
it.
All morning, you could smell it.
It's pretty powerful.
And so anyway,
Uh huh.
this woman comes up to my table and she hits me on the back of the knuckles with the handle of a butter knife.
Oh,
Those things are heavy.
and how old are you?
6 maybe,
Oh,
maybe 7.
teeny little hands. I love your hands.
They were teeny little. They're still teeny little.
I know.
So anyway, I don't respond.
No, you didn't even cry or
I didn't say anything. I
Oh.
didn't respond. I just sat
Hey.
there. So she gets behind me and she grabs me and she tries to force feed me,
Whoa.
right?
Wow, that's horrible.
And I'm fighting her off.
Yeah.
I probably weighed about 35 pounds.
She's a grown-up woman.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, she's leaning over me, trying to hold me in place so she could feed me, but she can't do it. She needs an extra hand because
It takes two to hold your shoulders,
I
guess.
was squirmy
Yeah.
and very teeny, but squirmy.
Wiggly.
So she finally got me so that I couldn't move, but her hands were tied up and
Oh.
her head was down by my chest.
Oh, okay, I can see it.
And I reached over her back and I picked up the plate
Ah.
and I dumped it on the back of her head
Whoa.
and everything, liver and onions and mashed potatoes and gravy. It's like she took a bath in it.
It's running down her face, on her dress. Oh,
Yeah.
you can see it. Oh,
So anyway,
whoa. Did she hit you or something?
she backed away. And it's a good thing she did because my next plan,
Yeah?
it was a glass plate. I
Woo.
was going to smash that plate against her face.
Woo. So she backed away
She
and then
backed away
and then
and she said she was going to tell my parents what I did. I said, "It's okay. They'll know before you talk to them because I'll tell them what I did." Which I did.
and you weren't angry, you just did
I
the job.
wasn't angry. I just did. I practiced the golden rule.
Yep.
Okay.
You handled it.
I handled it. That's a very good way to put it. I handled it. Now, she did tell my parents.
Yeah, well, who's
My
surprised?
parents said that I got plenty to eat at home. If I don't want to eat at school, I don't have to.
Yeah, don't force feed him.
So now what happened? She never tried to force feed me again.
Good.
I had half of first grade, all of second grade, where I was able to choose what food I wanted. I never got force fed.
Yeah.
Maybe others did, but I didn't, right?
Yeah.
Because I practiced the golden rule.
You
As
drew
Nancy
lines.
said,
Yeah.
I handled it.
Yeah, you drew
Now I'm
lines.
going to give you two more stories.
Yeah, good one.
This one happened in May of 1956. I was in second grade.
1956.
I was 9 years old. So you don't have to try to figure anything out.
Good.
I was
like
born
it.
in 1947.
Yeah,
I told you I was going to be very simple.
Yeah, I like it.
And then after I get done, Nancy's going to do her wonderful thing.
Cool.
But there's a reason I'm doing this. I'm going to tell you what that reason is.
Okay.
First of all, I said that I was going to tell you about my old school days.
Yeah.
This is part of it.
So 1956.
We're in May of 1956. We had 2 hours of class from 1:10 to 3:10. And the house mothers that we had, they wanted to make sure that everybody went to the bathroom. Well, I tried. It was a no-go.
Okay.
And she knows I'm not going. So she barges into the boys' stall
Oh,
where I was.
that's not right.
And I tried. Already? Anyway, she barged into the boys' stall. And so then what happens? She's trying to shove me down the toilet. I weighed nothing, right?
A teeny little thing you probably could fit
I
down the
probably could
toilet.
fit down there. So anyway, I slid out from under her.
Good.
And we were both facing the door.
Oh, we got a break. Stay tuned for this exciting story. This is the Nancy and Mike show. Yikes. Be right back.
Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness: Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorin.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. This is a Nancy and Mike show. And where I left off,
Yeah. You were in danger.
this woman was trying to push me down the toilet because I couldn't go to the bathroom after lunch. And I was so small, I felt like I could have fit. I
Yeah.
didn't go down.
Good.
But what happened was I slid out from underneath her.
Under her armpit or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we were both standing
Uh-huh.
facing the door of the stall.
All right. Side by side, right?
And my pants were down by my ankles.
Right, of course.
And I hit her with my left elbow.
Cool. And then what?
She fell on the toilet seat.
Uh-huh.
When she fell on the toilet seat, I turned around and faced her,
Yeah.
and I grabbed her shoulders and pounded her against the back of the toilet.
Whoa. Whoa.
Now, all she would have had to do is
It's
I weighed nothing.
shove ya.
It shoved me backwards.
But your knees were holding her, right?
My knees were scissoring her knees.
So she didn't have good balance, probably.
So, anyway, what I did, after I pounded her against the back of the toilet, I flushed it while she was still sitting there. And the water came up and got her clothes all wet. And she screamed. And I backed off. I pulled my pants up and I walked out of there.
And you weren't angry,
I
right?
wasn't angry. I just did what I had to do. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the end of that year, it was May of 56.
Uh-huh.
She never came back.
Yeah, I wonder what.
She quit her job. She
Good.
couldn't go to the principal for
No.
that.
Huh.
What's she going to do?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So now
Cool.
I'm going to give you the last case.
Yeah, this is fun.
It was late when I was in high school. It was either my junior or senior year.
Okay.
There was a Thursday night, and I had a wrestling match. No, I didn't. It was September. It was in the month of September,
Before wrestling.
before wrestling started.
Okay.
And anyway,
Mm-hmm.
she gave us all an assignment to watch My Three Sons. She was a nice woman teacher.
Yeah, I used to watch that show. It's pretty good.
And I went down to the record shop to buy some records, and I came back. And I thought that my homework was done. I did my homework during my study period. I totally forgot
To
about
watch the
my 3
show.
sons.
Yeah, you didn't watch the show with your parents.
I did not. I just forgot. I don't know, maybe I was playing the new records I bought. I couldn't tell you what I was doing.
Right.
But anyway, I went to school the next day, and some of the kids are asking me, "What did you think of my 3 sons?" They're asking me, classmates.
Right?
And I said, "Oh my gosh, I totally forgot." I did.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to get out of it or anything. I totally forgot. So anyway, the class came and I told her that I forgot. And she said, "Okay, this weekend you got to watch something else." But for me, I can't watch sports. I'm a sports nut.
Yeah, even then.
Even then, I was always a sports nut. From time I was in elementary school, I was a sports nut.
Kind of judgmental.
Now, my thinking was that she has no right to tell me what I could watch, but she tells the rest of the kids they could watch anything they want. I saw that as a double standard. So that weekend, I watched nothing but sports.
Sounds like you.
Now, the Monday, there was a show from 12:30 to 1 on a Massachusetts station, the Art Linkletter show on the radio. I'll listen to that.
Yeah, it's a good show.
And that would be my show that I would do, right?
Yeah, he would talk to kids and stuff. It was fun.
Yeah. So, and I liked the show. So, anyway, that particular day, there was a special news bulletin. Art Linkletter was canceled.
Oh, uh-oh. Now you're sunk.
So I was sunk, yeah.
What did he
And
do to you?
he gave me 3-0. 2 for not watching the 2 shows, and 1 for lack of effort.
Oh, lack of effort.
So
That's pretty
she said
harsh.
that she's gonna see to it that I get kicked off the wrestling team.
Oh, now this is war.
Here she's asking for war. Okay. She
Yep.
was a nice woman.
Well, it doesn't sound nice.
But anyway,
If she knew how much wrestling meant to you. So anyway,
once
go
she
ahead.
starts messing with
I
wrestling,
know.
I didn't hesitate.
Nah, I know. This
I
is,
went right to the principal's office
yeah,
to
you have to
report her.
draw lines.
And I told him what the principal would happen with the sports and all that.
And you forgot. It happens. Okay.
And then after that day,
Uh-huh.
she was as nice to me as anybody could ever be. And when the final exam came, the exam, she could have failed me
Yeah.
if the
3
exam
zeros.
was nothing but literature.
Yeah.
Because I don't have good reading
No, you
comprehension.
don't.
She could have failed me.
Mm-hmm.
Every question on that test was a grammar test. I got very high grades in
Yeah.
grammar.
I know.
So it was like she made the test for me. No problems. No
Right.
problem with the
Right.
wrestling. The final was one of the easiest finals I had ever taken. I thought she was going to throw the book at me. But every test, every question was for grammar.
Well, I'm sure when you went to the principal, you weren't angry and yelling and stuff.
No, I
You
wasn't. I just
told the fact.
I just reported what happened.
Yes.
And it was something I had to do. Because if I didn't, there would be another episode, there would be another threat, and I had to do it. I didn't have. It's not something that I felt like, oh, I don't want to do this. I had to do it. Okay.
Oh, I know another example. Since we were married, my parents came out to see us when we lived in California. They live in Chicago. Well, they used to. They passed away, but anyway, I went out to do something. I don't know.
Art class.
Oh, my art class. Okay. And my mother was rude to Mike. Now, Mike had always been nice to her. And she was saying that, you don't do anything. You're just on the sofa, and Nancy's doing all this stuff. And whoa, she just laid it in on him. So,
That was a big mistake.
yeah, he said, well, Nancy had to have this operation and nothing from you guys. My parents had to handle everything.
I said that Nancy could have died and you would have never known the difference.
And ooh, and Daddy said, oh, you hurt Mommy's feelings.
And I said, good, let her stew in her juices.
So after that, my mom was polite and nice and respectful to Mike. And I just thought, okay, he took it as long as he could, and then that was it. He drew the lines, and that was a good example.
I tried one way. I tried to be nice. Situation was getting worse. It wasn't getting better.
No.
So then, when you try to be nice and it doesn't work, then you got to choose war. And so that's what I did, and things straightened out.
It was fine after that.
Now, talking about war, there was this situation where, of course, you know about this Nazi bitch got killed by ICE. And
she was using her car as a weapon.
she was using her car as a
This guy
weapon.
got internal injuries, and before that, someone had drugged him by a car pulling him. So
Yeah.
he was afraid for his life.
So he killed the Nazi bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody took ICE to court. Some Nazi judge got a hold of the case, and this Nazi judge ruled that ICE didn't have the right to defend itself. No guns, no pepper spray. And here's what, before Nancy comes, I'm going to tell you what I would have done with that case.
I think they changed it now.
They did. It got
yeah.
overturned.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to say what I would have done.
Yeah, we know.
I'm the FBI, right? I send the FBI to this Nazi judge's house
No, Mike, come on.
at midnight and tase the hell out of him.
Well,
hurry up and get dressed.
You've seen how Mike does what he does without emotions.
I do it because it's the right thing to do.
Yep. And right now we're reading in the Bible, and we're in the Old Testament, and it has a lot of violence in the Old Testament.
And the Old Testament, that's when God was mighty enough. I'm seeing some evidence of God being able to do stuff. I
have a hard time with all the names, but this guy did one thing wrong, and boom, he got leprosy right in his head. The Levi priest said, "Hey, you can't be in here," and he got angry with them, and boom.
So anyway, why do you do this? Why do you tase the guy? 2 reasons.
It has to be consequences.
Yes. You're letting him see what he's ruling. You're letting him feel how he ruled. The way he ruled is done to him. That's lesson number 1. The other one is this. You throw this judge in jail after you tase the hell out of him. And why do you do it? You do it to get rid of, there's too much lawfare in this country.
What's the definition of lawfare?
Lawfare is hate, prejudice.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Which there's tons of it against Trump. And this is what lawfare is. All these pretend cases.
Okay, we're going to a break right now. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. We'll be right back.
What if there were a super tiny device inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease. Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation. Mike Zorek, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorek, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorek has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorek.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida.
Yep.
And I gave you all examples of the golden rule. You do what has to be done. And, in all these cases that I mentioned, everything was fine. After I did what I did, everything was fine. And
The key is if you do it without anger and emotion, you're putting up a mirror in front of the person who did injustice, and they see themselves, and
and
they're like, "Oh, ooh."
my father told me, don't ever start a fight and don't ever let the other guy finish it. Now, what does that mean? It means it's definitely the golden rule.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why.
Because you're not starting it.
If you're starting it, if nobody started a fight, there would never be a war.
I know.
Think about it.
I know.
If nobody starts it, there's no wars. And let's say the guy who starts a fight always loses. That cuts down on people starting fights because they don't want to lose. So that's the whole thing.
It's
Now,
in a nutshell.
this is my explanation of all this stuff, and it worked out for me. And I've had many other fights where I used the golden rule, and some of them I got punished for, but that was okay because I knew I did the right thing. Now, Nancy's going to do her wonderful thing because we're running out of time here.
Okay, here it is. This is written by unknown, so be patient with yourself and others. Patient is the key word here. There are no shortcuts to spirituality. Growing fruit takes time. And then this one talks about I'll just do this one. It's how the scripture is our citizenship is in heaven. We eagerly await a savior from there, Philippians 3:20. So there are moments when you may feel like a stranger in your own life, misunderstood, unseen, or simply out of sync with the world. That ache isn't something to fix. It's something to notice. Pay attention. God has placed eternity in your heart, a quiet reminder that you were made for more than this world. It's a longing feeling. And then this one says, it all has about the same gist, that humans long for God. and no substitute will satisfy. And God longs for humans, and there is no substitute will do there either. So no wonder there's rejoicing in heaven when one sinner repents. When we can run to God's open arms, everyone is fulfilled. Oh, that's so sweet. That's from Our Daily Bread. And that's true. When you really are feeling alone and just wondering if you're doing the right thing, just be quiet and God will fill that place. You're wondering. Huh, Mike? It helps.
Yep.
So that's it. I wasn't very long. Just that empty hole that people are looking for. They try to use it with buying stuff, trying to use it by drinking alcohol or smoking or whatever. Try to fill, buying a new car, whatever. It's not going to work. Right, Mike? It's
Right.
a God hole that only God can fill it.
Well, I'm going to talk about something now that I'd like to give God the credit, but I can't.
Okay.
It happened last night.
Oh,
We were watching Pressure Luck last night, and we went to bed at midnight. Now, usually, the last thing Nancy does before we go to bed is she reads me the scores, because a lot of games, they're not even over at midnight, games on the West Coast.
right.
So she said, "Do you want me to read you the scores?" I said, "No." I said, "The scores are no good. I don't even want to hear them."
Yeah, I remember. It's not like
Okay.
you.
Said, "I don't have to hear the scores."
Okay.
Now, here's the example. I'm going to give you the example.
Okay.
Boston was ahead. They were playing Brooklyn Nets. And the Brooklyn Nets had already blown them out once this year.
Yeah.
And they're way down in the standings.
Tuh.
And so anyway, they were in overtime. And it was
Like 0.2 seconds.
Brooklyn 118, Boston 115.
Right?
Boston had called a timeout. Now, the fact that Boston called a timeout meant that Boston had the ball.
Yes. I figured that much.
So anyway, I figured Brooklyn's going to foul them, give them 2 free throws,
And then that's
and
it.
then they're going to take the ball out of bounds after Boston makes the 2 free throws and run out the clock. They're going to lose 118 to 117. So I told Nancy I don't even want to hear the scores.
But I checked anyway.
But she checked anyway. And she said, "I know you're going to be surprised. I know you're going to be surprised." So she reads me the scores. Boston 130, Brooklyn 126 in double overtime.
Double overtime.
Now what happened?
I don't know. We didn't watch it.
Brooklyn, I'll tell you what happened. Brooklyn was very stupid. With 2 seconds to go, they allowed Boston to take a shot on the inbounds pass, a 3-point shot, and they made it.
Yeah.
So that tied the score at 118, and then Boston got revived. They should have fouled them,
Yeah.
give them 2 free throws, and win the game. Brooklyn would have won the game by 1 point. And but it was not a godly thing. It was a stupid thing on Brooklyn's part that enabled Boston to win the game. So that's the way that went down. And I got to tell you, I was pretty happy when I went to bed last night. I watched 3 wrestling matches last night. None of them were competitive.
No, and it was just like all day, all day.
Well, it
Whoa,
was a
whoa.
triple header.
Yeah.
On the Big Ten Network.
But I like it because we can just go and I can go and he can still watch it so that he knows what's happening. Whoa, I can't believe it. This is the end of the show already. This is fast. Wow. This is the Nancy and Mike show. We'll see you next week. Take care, guys.
This has been the Nancy and Mike Show. Tune in each week and become part of the conversation of the amazing journey of Nancy and Mike.